Hello, welcome back to Lace with Literature.
Your new favorite bookish podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Lexi.
And today we're going to be talking all about our book club.
I'm so excited for this episode.
Yeah, we have been talking about this nonstop. This is going to be our first two-parter episode. So there will be episode 5 part 1 and episode 5 part 2.
Yeah, I already know we're going to be talking for like 2+ hours about book club. So that's why we have been advertising this as a 2-part episode, because I know it's going to be way too long.
Yes.
Just based on how much we have yapped in previous episodes. Mm-hmm. And we just have so much to talk about regarding book club.
I know, we do. We need to start out with a little life update, though, because it's been 2 weeks since we've talked to you guys.
Sorry, we missed last week.
Yeah. I obviously had my tests. I did 2 tests. I passed both of them. But I just was not even in the mental capacity. I was really busy. I had my tests and I couldn't even think straight. I pulled an all-nighter before my first test. I haven't done that in years, and I was not even a person. I was I can't even drive. I actually made my mother drive me to my test.
I've genuinely never pulled an all-nighter ever in my life. Not once. Not even as a kid.
I could not be trusted on the roads. I was not happening. But I did pass, so it was worth it.
Slay queen. We're so proud of you. What have I been doing? Kind of nothing. I just work. That's it. But last weekend, I just was so drained. I didn't even really have a hard week. I was just tired. Yeah. I just really needed a couple days to rot and clean my house and get my life together. Because usually every Saturday I just wake up and come here and film. Yeah. And I just didn't want to get out of bed. I rotted all day Saturday and read. And then Sunday I cleaned my house. And then we were we never filmed a pod.
Some mental health days, guys.
Yeah, so we're back. We're better than ever. We're ready to talk for hours.
Yes. And last week we announced our first giveaway winner. And that was super fun. So Katie Governelli won the giveaway. And she listens to our podcast. And she's actually a good friend of mine. So it's kind of funny. We had 200 names in that wheel because I had to put everyone's entry individually in there, so that was just crazy that someone we know won.
So luckily we don't even have to ship it.
So
we're actually putting together cute little basket and throwing in some extra things like stickers and bookmarks and things that we had. It's gonna be a cutie little basket.
So congratulations, Katie. And there will be plenty of other giveaways on our page. I mean, we did a giveaway before we've even picked up, I feel so there will be plenty of other giveaways on our page. We're obviously very excited to have an audience even and give back to you guys. So
no, it still feels so crazy every time I get a notification from Spotify Creator or YouTube Studio that somebody commented.
Every single comment we get so excited about, and we send it to each other and we're did you see this comment? Do you want to reply? It's so cute.
And a few people have asked about merch.
Yeah.
I'm people want my merch.
I know. That's crazy. I was telling Lexi, I designed that shirt. And I was people want to pay for something that, I designed. That's insane. I don't know.
It's so crazy.
So we definitely do want to have some merch. We have no idea how that's going to look or if we even have, enough people interested to, figure out, hard logistics of that. If there is a few people that want it, we might be able to, sell a few. But
I think that most likely it would be a pre-order because we mentioned in the last episode that the girl who made the sweatshirts for us,
she's just one person.
Yeah, she's a local small business, so I don't know that she has the capacity to make a large amount. So I think that if we did a pre-order somehow and she knew how many that she would need to make.
I also don't think we're in the position to hold stock of our merch.
No, I don't have the money to
financially or we don't have enough people that follow us to do something like that. So it probably would be a pre-order situation, and we'd probably do a 6 to 8 week to ship it, to give her a lot of time to even make the shirts.
We haven't even ran this by her yet, though. So this is just us talking out loud.
But it might even end up to one day we have to figure out a company or something to make them. That's so crazy. Which is crazy. So
that's the goal.
Yeah, we would love to sell merch, guys. So, keep sharing us to your friends and stuff. That would be amazing.
But yeah, merch is definitely on our minds because a couple people have asked. It's gonna happen one day.
And obviously, we love our sweatshirts. So,
oh,
like,
100%.
Our sweatshirts.
I wear mine to work. I'm like, one, this is free advertisement, but two, like,
it's so comfy too. I just love it.
Yeah, it's just adorable.
Yeah, and
love
it's pink. So anyway, we can get into talking about our book club. There's a lot. Our book club is very special to us.
Yes, it's like my most prized possession, truthfully.
Yeah.
Last year, me and Emma were like kind of in the same friend group, and so, but we weren't friends. So at social events and things, we would like, you know, talk as like acquaintances.
Yeah, and I like knew that she read and I read, but like we didn't really like, I don't know, we never opened the floodgates to that.
Yeah. So like just randomly in passing, if we were to like mention reading, we were like, oh, how fun would it be to have like a little book club? Like it was just like a joke that we would like pass back and forth, like, oh, wonder if we had other friends that would
actually
read and like join book club.
On my sister's bachelorette trip, we were both there, obviously. We were on the beach and we were reading on the beach.
Yes, I remember this.
And I forget, someone was taking her picture for like her bookstagram, and I was like, that's so cute, you have like a bookstagram. I was like, I didn't know this was like a thing, like people do like have like social media for books and stuff. I was like, that's really cool. I actually like went and stalked your bookstagram, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we read the same books. Like I feel like we read a lot of the same stuff. And then we were talking on the beach about like, I was like, I would just love like a book club, having some sort of outlet or something. And me and you were just talking about that.
What book were you reading? Beach. It was King of
Wrath on.
Yeah, I think that's what.
Or was it King of Sloth?
No, it was King of Sloth. It was
King of Sloth, because I remember actually loving that book, and that's the only book from that series that I like loved. So it was because I was telling you to read it. I remember this.
Yes. You were like really selling me on it, and you did, because then I started reading that series. Granted, I only ever read the first book because
I told you not to. You don't have to read the series, you just need to read that one book.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yes,
so we had like conversations in passing, and after she had told me that, I was like, oh, so maybe we actually
fester.
I was thinking it was in my brain, and this is so funny. So one of the girls in our book club, Katie, she waxes me. Okay. So I had friended Katie on Facebook, and she had posted a picture on her Facebook story of a book that she was reading, and it was like a smutty little romance. And so I slid up and was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you read. And she was like, yes, I do. And I was like, how would you feel about a book club? I was like, I have this friend, Emma, who also reads, and we've been toying with the idea of a book club. I was like, would you be interested in that? And she was like, yeah. And this was on my lunch break at my first teaching job.
By the way, like, we live in a really small area, small town. Like, it's just like not, I don't feel like people really talk about like reading books. I don't know. I just feel like people don't really talk about stuff that much. So it was just like, it was really weird. Like, I just never thought that we would have like a book club, let alone one that we're all like so close in the town that we live in. Really. Yeah. Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
I remember, though, I was literally having a mental breakdown on my lunch break, okay? My first teaching job was really traumatic. I was, like, barely getting through, okay? And I had seen her story on my lunch break, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I feel like having a book club would just, like, bring a little bit of joy to my life to just, like, help me get through this, because I was struggling. And so she said yes, and I was like, I immediately texted Emma. I was like,
she's like, I have another girl.
I have another girl.
I found one.
We have 3 people if we actually want to do a book club. And you were like, yes. So then I posted on Facebook, and I was like,
this was the craziest thing. I feel like just posting it on Facebook and like
it really was
finding the girls that we found.
Yeah, so
I feel like we had to vet some people and be like, listen.
I joke about this, but it was like kind of true.
Yeah.
I kind of like, these people kind of had to audition. I did like a mini interview of people for book club.
What's your favorite book? Like, what are you comfortable reading?
I don't think I asked that many questions. I think the one question that I did ask, though, was like, are you okay with reading like smut?
Yeah.
Because that would be really awkward if somebody...
That's what I told Lexi. I was like, if we're starting a book club, like, I don't want to like... I don't know. I don't want to feel awkward talking about like what we read.
Yeah, so
Which we never have. Like, our book club's amazing.
Yeah. So I made the post on Facebook, and a lot of people commented. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot. It was like probably like 10 people. I think.
I feel like
a lot.
A lot more than I expected.
Oh yeah.
Even.
Yeah, maybe like 10 to 12 people had either commented or messaged me on Facebook, and so then that's when I was like, well, crap. I don't know that I can have a book club this big, because I was going to be hosting it at my house, and I live in a townhouse.
We have small houses.
Yeah, like parking and just space, like places to sit, like,
and then just a lot of people would have been like a lot. Like, just think about that. Like, think about if our book club was like 12 people.
I feel like it wouldn't be as fun, truthfully.
Yeah, because
I think that where we kept our group small,
we already have trouble like getting everyone to talk, like letting everyone talk. Like, we all yap so much. Like,
also we have a yapper, like, more so than us. We love Jen.
Miss Jen.
Jen, we love you. Jen is such a yap.
She's our little Energizer bunny.
She really is. So, like, imagine having like multiple Jens. I mean, there
can only be one Jen.
Yes, exactly. Like, I just don't even think there's room for more than one Jen. So, I mean this in the kindest way possible. We literally love her. Like, this is not a...
Yes.
But, yeah, so basically from there, I was messaging people, and I was like, hey, I need to know if you're comfortable with reading smut before I invite you to this book club, because I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. But most of the people who commented were obviously people that I knew, because I was friends with them on Facebook. So yeah. I pretty much knew everyone that was joining our book club, with the exception of Lauren, because Katie, aka the girl who waxes me, she had a friend, Lauren, who also read and was like, let me ask if she would be interested in a book club, which she was. So that puts us at 4. And then we added Jen and Sarah from Facebook. I knew Jen from my student teaching. The school that I did my infant toddler practicum at was the school that she worked at the time. So that's how I had met her. And then Sarah, we grew up in the same church, and I had babysat her son all throughout college. So I knew both of them pretty well, but wasn't like besties with either of them.
Hey, you were telling me the other day that you never got close with your babysitting families. And you are close with Sarah. There you go.
You're kind of right. Yeah.
My favorite story is Courtney, though. Tell Courtney.
Oh.
Talk about Courtney.
Okay, yep. So our final book club member, Courtney.
By the way, she just had our book club baby.
Oh, he's perfect.
He's beautiful. And yeah, she announced that she was pregnant at our book club. I did bawl my eyes out. And yes, we love book club baby. He's perfect.
He's gorgeous. You know, I got to meet him. Have you met?
I want to meet him so bad.
Yeah, I went this week to go meet him, and he slept the whole time in my hands. He's so tiny. His head literally fits in the palm of my hand.
Oh, like, I need to come hold him.
He's itty bitty.
Itty bitty.
Itty bitty. So precious. Anyways.
How did we meet Courtney? You meet Courtney.
Courtney was my next door neighbor. So, as mentioned, I live in a townhouse. So we share a porch, basically, and the porch splits off to our, 2 front doors. I was not friends with Courtney. Okay, I've been living in this apartment for like a whole year, over a year, and had never really spoken to her.
Never talked.
Never. And I'm outside one day, like cleaning off the porch. I don't remember why I was cleaning off the porch. That's such a random thing to do. And she walks out her front door with her dog. She's taking Benny out to potty. I must have been in a good mood, because I was like, hey, what's up? And this is so awkward.
And she's like our age too, so it's not like
yeah, she's our age. This is so awkward of me. Like, who just says this to a stranger that they don't know? I was like, I have a really random question for you. I was like, do you read? Because we had just started book club like that week. We were gonna have our first meeting that Friday, and so I just had book club on my mind. And
Courtney goes, girl, I'm a librarian.
No, literally, she was like, yeah, I read. I work at a library. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody.
By the way, Courtney seems really shy at first, but she's like,
oh, not. She's a little bit unhinged.
And yeah, we love Courtney.
I think that's why, like, we had never talked. Courtney is very shy and just, like, reserved, and so she's not one like, she's not your neighbor that would just be like, hey, how are you? That's just not like her. So she's like, yeah, I read. And I was like, okay, this is so random, and I know that we've never really spoken, but I just started a book club. I'm hosting the first one on Friday if you want to come. And it's like, and I told her the time.
Right next door.
I was like, right next door, just knock and I'll be here. And she was like, okay, yeah. And so I gave her my phone number so that I could like text her the time or whatever. And yeah, that's how our final book club member came to be. It was so awkward and hilarious, and I just feel like it's a really random way to invite somebody.
Another funny thing was, like, a week or so before Lexi was like, hey, we're actually doing this, I remember, like, what book was it? I can't even remember what book it was, but I remember it was just so good, and I was trying to explain it to Xander, and he just couldn't understand, and I just sobbed. I was like, I need someone to talk to about this. I was like, you don't understand, and you don't read, and you don't, like, feel what I feel. I was like, I need, like, I was like, I just need something. Like, I need some sort of outlet, and I didn't feel like none of my, like, my friends that, like, I've been friends with for years, I'm like, none of my friends read, and I can't talk to anybody about this, and it's like, you don't understand. I was like, this is a big part of my life, and I feel like... I
don't know what book you were reading.
I don't remember.
I mean, we know it was a dark romance. Like, come on, that's all you read last year.
Yeah. It might have been, like, Does It Hurt or something. I didn't read that after book club. I know it was, like, a 5-star read. It was one of my favorites. Like, I was, like, consumed by it. Probably was Does It Hurt?
Yeah, it probably was.
Because actually, I remember trying to explain it to Xander, and I'm like, there's so many details, and you're just never going to understand, because you're not going to read it, and I can't, you had to be there, you had to read it, like, I can't make it sound as good as it is, like,
100%. I know that feeling. I remember, like, whenever I would I don't even bother anymore explaining my books to Colton, because you can't include every detail, or you'd be talking, and I'm like, for hours. I'm like,
but wait, and then there's this foreshadowing, and then this little detail, and so it was just so mind-blowing when this happened, and I'm like, oh my God.
And if you just share the broad idea of the book, it doesn't hit, and he's like, okay, like, cool.
Like, they're in the mafia. Like, what?
Yeah, so I was just, like, really excited about the prospect of being able to talk about books and, like, be passionate about it and not be perceived as weird.
Yeah.
Like people that just have the same interests.
Yeah. Our first book club meeting was, like, so emotional for me, I feel like.
Dude.
We actually stayed, I think we've alluded to this, but we stayed at Lexi's house until, like, midnight. And just Lexi was asleep on the ground, but we became so close so fast. Like, it was
immediately.
Insane.
It was
we were all trauma dumping. Like,
literally trauma dumping every one of us.
It was amazing, though. Like, we just got so close so fast. I don't know.
I think that's the craziest part about our book club is that
we're found family.
Oh, we really are. No, literally, like, I don't even know how to articulate or, like, put into words, like, how our book club, our first meeting was.
Yeah.
Like, we genuinely all connected instantly.
I feel like we all just needed each other in some way. Like, it was crazy.
And, like, I know personally I was going through a really dark time in my life. Like, I was struggling. My dream career turned out to, like, not be my dream career, or so I thought. I'm literally still teaching and love my job now. But it was just really hard, and I just feel like everyone came into my life at the perfect time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I was really struggling, and, like, I think right after high school, I didn't have that many, like, girlfriends or anything, and I had a lot of girlfriend trauma, and there was just, like, so much, like, I don't know, I feel like we all have some, like, girlfriend trauma, and then, like, there was just a lot of stuff that I just felt very alone, and I didn't feel like I had anyone to really talk to about things, and, like, I feel like we're, like, so much more than a book club. I feel like we have our group chat, and we tell it about every life update. Everything. I mean, like, we tell each other everything, so it's just, like, I've actually genuinely never been a part of, like, a friend group, like a close friend group like that. And it's just, I love our book club. So healing.
And it was nice because you didn't know any of them. How do I word this? They don't know anything about your life.
Yeah.
Or anything. And so you could just freely tell them.
Yeah.
all of these
right.
experiences, trauma, whatever, and like there was no judgment.
Right.
They didn't have any preconceived notions about you, or
I think it was also really hard for me after I graduated, and you know, I'm like got a house and everything, and I just felt like some of the people I was friends with weren't at that point in their lives, and so it was just hard for me that like I felt like I was like growing up a lot, and I didn't have like anyone to like support me with that or like talk to me with that. I don't know how to explain it, like that understood like what I was doing and going through and stuff. And then like the friends I've made like outside of high school and like book club and stuff were just like so healing to me, because I just felt like I could like be the version of myself that I was trying like wanting to be and everything. You know what I mean? Like I was just ready to grow up, and you know, I don't know, that's just weird. Like book club was just a lot for like it did so much. So how we got into talking about all of our feelings and trauma dumping and everything, we actually didn't our first book club, we didn't have a book that we were doing. We kind of just wanted to do a getting to know me thing, which turned into all of us just talking for hours, and it was amazing.
We literally made PowerPoints.
We made PowerPoints on ourselves.
Call me nerdy, I don't care.
It was so cute. I loved it.
It was precious. Like, I look back at that night and I'm just like, that was really the sweetest little girl night ever. Yeah, like I knew of everyone with the exception of Lauren, but most everyone was like complete strangers. Yeah. So I was like, we need to get to know each other somehow. Yeah. And I think it would be awkward to just be sitting on a couch and be like, okay, so about me. Yeah. So I was like, what if we made PowerPoints? We had little
presentations.
And so everyone made a PowerPoint and emailed it to me, and then I airplayed them up on the TV, and it was so fun. And like I just remember everyone was laughing because on my PowerPoint on like slide number 1, I was like, something about me. I love smut. I also love Jesus. And everyone thought that was so funny. So like we just made them really goofy and like true to us, and we included like our favorite books, favorite series,
our favorite and least favorite tropes.
Like all things book related,
and then things about us too. Yeah,
like I remember everyone was like sharing about their pets and like put pictures of their dogs, cats, and stuff in their PowerPoints. It was so cute. I wish I still had mine. Maybe I do.
I definitely have mine somewhere.
I think I do still have mine somewhere. Maybe we should go back and look at our PowerPoints.
I know we should.
That would be so funny.
Reintroducing me. But yeah, we did little PowerPoints.
And I had got little book club cookies made from a local small business.
It was so cute.
Because when we were planning like what we wanted our book club to look like, we all decided that we wanted to choose one book a month to read together, and then meet at one of our houses and have like a themed night.
Do like a potluck, so everyone brings something.
Yeah, and we wanted to like theme the foods and decorations and things to the book. So for the first club, we didn't have a book, so I just made it like cutie and girly. Like I remember I pulled out all my cute little wine and champagne glasses and tied bows on them.
I think we had little like a wine night thing. I can't remember. I was like, what did we eat? I was trying to remember.
I don't remember exactly what we ate, but we did have like a little wine night, and I put bows, like used ribbon to tie bows on everyone's glasses, and the book club cookies were so cute. They were like pink and had bows and florals. Oh, they were so cute.
This is so funny because that we're talking about the cookies.
Oh my gosh, I already know what you're gonna say. I already know.
In our book club group, Jen was showing us her new Kindle like case and her stickers and stuff, and then she sent us like another picture and was like, it doesn't look that different, but it was from the first book club of her Kindle case and stickers, and then she had the book club cookie like in the picture, and Lexi was like, stop, I thought you still had the cookie.
I like misinterpreted
and we were like,
the photos.
yeah, that would be crazy if she still had the cookie. She comes back like 10 minutes later, wait, I actually do still have it.
Her husband had found it in her summer purse. She literally still had the cookie.
I was dying laughing at that.
Why did it look like it was still good too? Like it was
preserved.
I was like what
the cookie looked the same.
That was so unhinged. Yeah, like I saw that photo and I clearly didn't read the text because I was confused. I was like, whoa, why do you still
actually have the cookie? It was so funny.
That was literally like 2 days ago too.
Yeah.
And now we're talking. That's funny. So what else did we do with that first book club? I feel like we all just ate and drank and talked about our favorite books. We did our PowerPoints, and then the trauma dumping began. We all just were like curled up on the couch and floor and man, things got emotional really quick.
I know. We were all crying. We yapped all night.
Yeah, and Colton, he was just upstairs, like... I remember, like, when I finally went to bed that night, he was already asleep. But the next morning...
He's like, how are you alive?
Literally, the next morning, he was like, those girls stayed really late. He was like, how was your book club? And I was like, bro, I think we all bonded.
Colt was like, did you hate it? Do you feel safe?
He's like, I heard you guys, like, laughing and crying. And he's like, I didn't really know what was happening down there.
It's like, I don't understand girls.
Yeah. Wow. We're just a girl, you know? I'm just a girl, okay?
I know. I remember coming home and just being, like, speechless. I was like, I actually...
Like, how do you even describe what just happened?
I need a few business days to process this.
Yeah, and then literally from there, we all were just talking in our group chat daily.
Yeah.
Like, every day.
I think at first, some of us were like, this is a lot. Like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. And now we're, like, every day texting each other, like...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I feel like now, several months later, like, it's February 1st. We started this in June last year, so it hasn't been a full year. I don't think we talk every day in book club, but it's, like...
It's pretty often.
It's still, like, really consistent.
Yeah.
And we're, like, anytime anyone has, like, a big life update
we all, like,
or something
know each other
happens,
now. Like, we see things on each other's social medias. We know each other's backstories. It's not like we have to be, like... Listen, let me tell you about this and then tell you the entire backstory about it. And, you know, you don't know this person. I have to tell you about them. You know what I mean? So now we're just like, hey, I passed my test. Like, everyone knew I was taking my test. Like, I didn't even, like, announce that, you know?
You just made me think of how we talked about this a lot. Like, me and you, but also just as book club in general. We all just love how low maintenance these friendships are.
Right.
Like, I know that sounds strange, but as an adult... Having friendships is so hard because, you know, some of them have families. I don't have kids yet, but a couple of our girls do have kids. We all work. We have school, you know.
Yeah.
Being an adult is hard. There's a lot of things. And so...
We don't need any extra drama.
Yeah, there's no drama. We don't have to talk every day to, like, maintain these friendships.
And we all just genuinely care about each other and, like, genuinely want the best for each other. So it's, like... I don't know. We don't feel like if we don't text every day or don't call each other, like, no one feels like, oh, I feel like I'm getting left out because, you know, I wasn't spoken to directly in that one text. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just, like, it's just very low maintenance. Like, we all love each other. We know we love each other. And
yeah, like, we could go a month without talking and then meet up for book club and it's like no time has passed. Right. And that's, like, my favorite thing is just... I don't know how to word it better other than it's just, like, low maintenance friendship.
It's
and
very,
I
very
appreciate
peaceful,
that.
very healing.
Yes.
Just everything about it is amazing.
I feel like every time we all hang out, we always say that. We're like, wow, this is just so amazing.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it is low maintenance, but then, like, we do have to plan, like, once a month that we can all, like, be together at the same time.
And that's kind of hard because...
Yeah. We're busy.
Yeah, coordinating 6 to 7 people.
Let alone, like, Courtney had missed, like, I think she missed, like, a few times we met up because she's obviously was very pregnant and then had her baby. And then, like, just everyone has, like, for example, Courtney, like, everyone has different life stuff. So, like, and we don't want to, like, leave one person out or anything. So we try our best to, like, pick a date that everyone can make it to and stuff like that.
Yeah, we do a lot of planning in advance.
Right.
Because if we don't, then
it's never going to happen.
Yeah, it would never happen.
Yeah. And then, like, Jen, she had said, like, I really want to hang out more outside of just book club meeting. And we do. We'll talk about that. We have had a few, like, meetups outside. But then
I don't know why it hadn't occurred to me until she said that, that, like, we could do that. We could just go hang out.
Yeah, and we have free will.
Yeah, like, that sounds dumb, but it just didn't occur to me. And then when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We really could just
and we did
do something.
We did our,
we've done several
vision boards and stuff. We've done a few things. But, I feel like the only reason we don't do it more is because it's so hard to coordinate with, like, a million people. Like,
it really is.
And now imagine if we did have a big book club.
Well, and, like, we did do a coordinated trip. I don't know if we want to talk about that right now or wait, but like, only 4 of us went because we could not find a date that everyone could go out of town for a weekend.
Yeah. It's a full weekend and, like, you know.
Yeah, because we wanted to do, like, a reading retreat. And it was so fun. I think that we need to make a commitment to doing an annual reading retreat every year.
Yes.
We need to just go somewhere different.
Yeah.
And stay at like a cute little bookish Airbnb.
Right. That's so cute.
Like, it just needs to be
Like,
what if it was the same weekend every year and we could just like always look forward to that?
That's adorable.
Like, how fun would that be? Hold up. BRB, gonna go text in book club.
We still do that. Cute.
I love that. And then you just always have that weekend sectioned off on your calendar. And so,
Oh, yeah. We
stop.
need to do this.
This is reminding me of Happy Place by Emily Henry.
Stop.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
We are Happy Place.
Stop. Okay.
Okay, we'll talk about our trips, but we're gonna table that for now. So our first book club book we picked was
we picked at that first
here.
meeting,
Your
right?
foot is on it.
Oh, oops.
So at the first meeting, one of the things we had in our PowerPoints was our book club suggestions.
I forgot about that.
So like what we think we should read, and who suggested Powerless?
I swear it was Jen. I really think it was.
It probably was.
Or maybe Lauren.
I think
Lauren's
I think it was Lauren. I think it was
Lauren's the romantasy queen, so
I think it was Lauren.
It probably was her.
Because I was like, I don't know. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Lauren suggested it. It was our first book club book, and I think we all went through like our books and we were describing them, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah, that's a good one." Lauren starts talking about Powerless, and everyone just is like, "No, no question. We know what we're reading." We were like, "Yes." So we read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. That was our very first book club book. And I actually like brought out all the books, so we'll have all of them. But this was our first book club book. I hosted our first
This was so
book club book at my house, and I'm very extra. So yeah, I love a good theme. So we all
I remember walking into your house.
I just wanted it to be like transformed.
It was, and I was like, this is magical. You had made that gorgeous banner with what quotes did you put on that? I know you put Vicious Little Thing on there.
Yeah, I put Vicious Little Thing. I said a 9 for you flirting with me. I think that's all the quotes I put on there.
You did, yeah.
And then I wrote Powerless book club. Did I do like
you wrote like June 2024
yeah,
on
June
it.
2024 for our book club pick. So yeah, and then it was really cute because I did spend a lot of time. I made one of those brown like paper banners, like painted it. And after book club, everyone took like a little piece of the banner.
We did. We all cut
and
off
so
like
I
our
cut
favorite
off
part.
cut off the little like I did the sticky bun, of course, and then like the little daggers.
Dude,
like,
why were sticky buns mentioned every chapter in that book?
That is actually my biggest grievance with this book. Sticky bun.
And Sarah, that was the dish she brought. She brought sticky buns.
They were phenomenal, actually.
They were incredible.
Yeah.
But it just made me cackle because I remember when we all first started reading Powerless, we were all in the group chat like, what is up with the sticky buns? Like, is this pertinent to the plot?
Yeah, I was actually getting annoyed. I was like, come on. At least call them like something else too. Like
I could just call them cinnamon rolls, man.
Yeah, cinnamon rolls, the honey buns, like
But
something.
apparently they're different.
Well, I feel like they're honey buns, right? Is that not the same? I don't care,
know.
guys. Pick a different name. Sticky bun.
Not the sticky bun more.
Anyway.
Oh my god.
So yeah, we all did themed foods. We didn't like dress up for this one, but I did wear a purple shirt and like green shorts, and then I had like
I think I wore my bookmark sweatshirt, which is my favorite bookish podcast.
Yeah.
I think I'm like picturing the pictures from that night, and that is 100% what I was wearing.
I bought like green emeralds that we put everywhere.
That made me giggle. Like we sat down and like right in front of us, if you're watching on YouTube, you can't see, but right in front of us we have like a little ottoman.
Yeah.
And she had a
like
tray on there with green gems. And
Yeah.
I was like, this is just like a minuscule detail from the book that Emma thought of to decorate and make this such like I just remember being so like in awe at that. I was like, she put so much thought into this.
I bought like purple like long drapey flowers, and I hung them from my light fixture in the dining area.
But you guys have seen that actually in our photo shoot pictures,
right? Because it's where that's crazy because that's where my bookshelf is now. I literally covered up a whole window there. Like I was like, I don't even care. I'd never open this window.
And those purple flowers were repurposed for our book club in July,
next
which will be what we talk about next.
And actually, those green gems were repurposed. I donated them to my flight school, and we used them for events like to weigh down papers and stuff.
Aww.
Like, because they're the color of like my school. So yeah, I donated those.
Love that. I'm trying to think. I remember I brought a fruit tray, but I had ordered. I don't know what they're called. I'm like in my brain. I'm thinking I call them fruit picks.
Yeah, they were little daggers or
yes, I got daggers.
They're like toothpick things that you just put in the fruit.
Yeah, so I stuck them in the fruit just for like picture purposes, but then you could use them to like, put the fruit on your plate. It was just a tiny little detail. I was like, I really want to find sword ones that like go with the fantasy vibe. So I know I brought that for food.
I made...
Oh, and I dyed the fruit dip purple.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I did do that.
I made a, it's called beach cake, and, it's basically like if you've had ooey gooey bars, it's kind of like that, but the top is like melty. It almost looks like sand and stuff. So I did like the scorches, and I colored like a little sun, and I put it on a toothpick, and I stuck it in there. And so like mine was like the scorches, and we all did some sort of thing with the theme, and it was so like special that everyone like dove into that. And then
we also like
I made the lights in my house, so I have like smart lights, and I made the lights in my house like purple and green.
The vibes were immaculate. Like you had to have been there. I felt like I was transported into a fantasy realm. It was incredible. I forgot about the lights.
That was my goal. I was like yeah, I just want it to feel like I want to go all in on this theme. And then I also made a themed PowerPoint. Like I had a PowerPoint up on my TV, and we went through it.
I'm trying to think also on food. I think that we all leaned into Peyton and Kai's favorite and least favorite foods.
Right. Didn't someone bring like strawberry?
I did. I think I did strawberries. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was a long time ago. Well, not that long, but I don't really remember. I think Peyton's favorite was strawberries and her least favorite was blueberries. So both of those were on my fruit tray. Or maybe it was Kai. I can't remember.
I hated strawberries, I thought. I don't know. Because I remember being like, that's Lexi's favorite.
But I literally thought about that when I was planning my fruit tray. Like, I wanted it to be the character's favorite and least favorite foods, just so that, like, it was like a good conversation starter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that PowerPoint that you made was so cute. It was obviously Powerless theme, so she had it, like, displayed up on the TV, and so it just brought the vibes even further. And what kinds of things did you put on there? Do you remember?
I know that one thing we actually did with I feel like mostly all of our book club things is like we'll look up questions, like discussion questions about the book too. And so I had discussion questions on there. I did a mood board for Powerless.
Yes, that was so cute.
I did. I put together a little mood board, so there's all kinds of different pictures. I think we were just talking about the vibes and everything. I did my personal rating. I think I made that like its own page.
What did you rate Powerless? Was it 3 stars or 4?
I think I did 3. It was between 2 and 3. I think I did 3. Yeah.
I rated it 5 stars. I loved Powerless.
But again, we can talk about this all day, but I think I've talked about this on the pod multiple times. I didn't know it was YA going into it, and I hadn't read YA since high school. Like I hadn't read YA in a long time, honestly. So I was like appalled, and I didn't know what was going on.
See, I knew it was YA going into it.
It was like painful,
so I loved it. It was so just like angsty, and the banter. There was so much tension. Like the most tension I think I've ever read in a YA novel. Like the fact that it didn't lead to anything more was really like astounding to me. I think she did that part well.
She did. She said, I watched her interviews, and she's like, I'm gonna make up for it with tension. And we're like,
oh, there was so much tension. 100%. Yeah, I feel like we've actually really slacked off on the discussion questions. We did them a lot in the beginning, the first couple book clubs. Say,
like, I feel like we don't do them as much now, but no. I feel like partly now I feel like book club is more just like we all hang out.
Yeah, we pick books to read, but then like when we get together, we like barely even talk about the book.
But this month we'll get into the ones we've read, the books we've read in between, but this month the book that we're reading, it's for my birthday, my 21st birthday.
This is gonna be so fun.
We are going back to the theme, guys. Like we are gonna 100%. I want everyone to wear pink. We're doing a theme. And so,
but did you say the book already? Did I miss
haven't
that?
yet.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna do a whole theme. I wanted for my birthday, we're just doing like pink bows. I'm obviously very girly and just want another book club where we kind of just all it'll be a little bit more structured and for my birthday party.
Yeah, it's like a Galentine's themed.
And yeah, Galentine, my birthday, and do you want to say the book?
Yeah, so when Emma was presenting the theme in the group chat, I was like, what book should we read? And the first thing that popped into my head was Book Lovers by Emily Henry.
Because we're book lovers.
Book lovers. Okay, come on now. Pink, hearts, bows, right. Galentine's, birthday, book club. Like, yeah. Book Lovers by Emily Henry was my immediate pick. I sent it in the group chat and everyone was like, yes.
Yeah.
I am so excited for this book club. Like, I think
we needed a good break from the dark romance. Book club got into our dark romance era.
Oh, we did, girl.
We did. I pulled everyone with me, and no one read dark romance. I think Lauren did, but no one read dark romance when we first met up. And I was like, guys, I have to pull you over to this dark side. I was like, come on.
Emma converted us 100%.
Yeah. I was like, I need you guys.
It's time for a light, cute, fluffy rom-com, and that's what we're doing this month. I actually started reading Book Lovers this morning, and I'm on chapter 2 and literally obsessed. Like,
Lexi literally said every single page just made me laugh in some sort of way.
I'm giggling. I'm like, why is this so funny? Like, it's great. We're
already like an hour into filming.
I told you. Maybe is this gonna be a triple episode?
Stop.
Like,
an hour and a half, 2-part episodes.
Oh my gosh. We were talking about this before we started filming, that both of us love listening to our own podcast. Like, I can't wait tomorrow to be able to listen to this.
I had said to Lexi, I was like, something I don't think I've mentioned to you that I feel like is very ironic is I don't really listen to podcasts.
That made me giggle because I actually didn't know that about you.
I've never really been into podcasts. The only time I listen to let me go into a little bit of this. I listen to Bailey Sarian. She does.
Oh my gosh, mysteries. I love her.
Yeah,
I love Bailey Sarian.
How have we not talked about this?
Shut up.
So actually, when me and Xander, we used to be long distance. I used to have to drive like 3 hours to see him every other weekend. We switched off, and that whole drive, I would just listen to Bailey Sarian. And
that is so funny.
Yeah, and I would listen to her murder mysteries. I love my dark romance. I love murder mysteries.
Mystery and makeup Monday.
She doesn't do that anymore. And I actually am sad. She took away the theme song. I know she probably felt a little cringe doing that every week. But
no, I sang it with her every
love
week.
Me
I
too.
would sing it.
And I sing it still. And she doesn't
Clearly,
do it
we just did.
But anyway, so I love Bailey Sarian. I don't think she's like podcast. She's more of like YouTube. But you can like watch her video and she does her makeup, and it's just, I love it because you can watch her makeup and then listen to her story. So I would listen to that. And then I also was telling you the only other podcast I've really listened to is Drinks on Us pod, and I don't really like fully listen to it anymore. Like, I was a like avid fan, and I don't do it anymore because I don't have time, and I would rather read a book than like
listen to an audiobook.
Yeah, listen to an audiobook than listen to a podcast right now. But I listen to our podcasts. I like our
same.
Podcasts.
I don't know why I get so excited to listen to it because I mean, obviously,
like, we had the conversation.
Yeah, it's my conversation. I was there.
I can't believe Lexi said that.
I literally get so excited, and I'm like, oh, I have something to listen to on my way to work.
I love listening to it on Sundays, and like I don't know.
Does that make us like self-centered? I don't know.
Obviously, we're not putting out anything we don't enjoy.
Yeah, actually, that's a good explanation. Yeah. That's why we love it, because
we wouldn't be putting it out and like expecting people to like it if we didn't like it.
That would be weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what were we even talking about? See, this is why. Gosh,
I said that I don't listen to podcasts.
Oh,
I don't know.
I listen to podcasts, but like not a lot of them. Like, I love Sarah and Destiny.
Yeah.
Bookmarked. That's my favorite podcast. And kind of what made me want to
start
my own.
I never listened to their podcast, and like it was part of the reason we started ours.
Yeah, because I just was inspired.
Yeah.
I was like, I could do that. Okay. So pod talk over. Back to book club. We gotta get on track.
Guys,
we're 50 minutes into filming.
This is gonna be a triple episode. Do you want to go into our second book club book?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're ready for that.
So Powerless was June's pick. July,
guys,
was my birthday, July 15th.
Yes.
And so I picked Queen Charlotte because I really wanted. This was like a trend. over the summer. I feel like people were having like garden parties, like Bridgerton themed parties, and I was obsessed with it. I was like, I want to have a Bridgerton themed tea party for my birthday.
And it was perfect. It was good.
It was incredible. Where do I even begin? I wanted everyone to get dressed up in Bridgerton themed dresses and just look absolutely extra and ridiculous.
All out. Like everyone did. It was amazing.
It was so fun. I found my dress on Amazon on my personal Instagram. I don't know. Do we ever link our personal accounts on the podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. Our Instagrams aren't in the description, but they're where we tagged ourselves in our Instagram, right?
Okay. So if you wanted to go look at the dress, all of our dresses, it's on my personal account because I did make like a Bridgerton birthday.
We are tagged in the bio of our Instagram on our Laced with Lit Instagram.
Okay.
I had to take us off of our TikTok because TikTok has like a character limit.
Yeah, you can't put hardly anything in your bio on TikTok. But yeah, I got my dress from Amazon. It was just so cute and girly, so Bridgerton, and I got the lace gloves. And
we had the same ones. We were matching.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Like, we're just talking about our outfits. I need to rewind.
So, Queen Charlotte, we picked that book. We went to do a Bridgerton party.
Queen Charlotte is my favorite show on Netflix, I think.
It was so good.
I love Queen Charlotte. I don't care how many times I watch it. I am going to sob every single time at the love proclamation scene. And I just,
I love you have a TikTok of you like rating
No, I literally do.
The quotes.
I do. And it was really extra. And at the end, on my number one quote from Queen Charlotte, I like fall on my bed.
Yeah, like she's like, oh,
I'm like dying. I'm so dramatic. Like, one thing about me is I am dramatic. It's a fact. Okay. So yeah, I knew I wanted to do Queen Charlotte as opposed to the Bridgerton books. And I was so pleasantly surprised with the book. Like, I swear the book was a literal script for the Netflix show. It was the script. It was the
We have
exact
talked about
same.
this in a previous pod. And I think that when I read it, I was like, this is a script. And like, I don't know. So for that reason, I was like bored because I already knew everything that was going to happen. And at that point, like, very little times do we think the book or the show is better than the book. But in this case it was, because you got like such an amazing visual with it, and like you like literally got to see it come to life. So I think for that reason I thought the book was kind of boring, and it was so hard because I was like, I don't want my rating to be biased to the show, because like if I hadn't watched the show and I just read this, it would be 5 stars. But I was like, because I've watched the show, I'm like, this is like 3 stars. I was like, I
actually rated it 5 stars, I think, because
I still rated it, I think 4, because I was like, it's not fair, like, because I obviously love the show. Like, that wasn't the reason. It was just because the show was more for me.
I also, what I appreciated a lot was that I had watched the show first, so I had the pictures of the characters in my brain already.
We had a really good visual.
And I feel like usually you're imagining, you're taking your best guess at what these characters look like based on the description by the author. And so because I already knew and could picture them, it just like made it so much more. So I'm trying to think. I remember whenever I was planning this whole party, I decorated my house and set up everything a week prior, because it was the day I came back from the beach.
Yeah.
So my house was decorated Bridgerton themed a whole week before this, because I knew when I came back from the beach I was not going to have time to like unpack, do laundry, and decorate the whole house. But
I came over early and helped you decorate. And
you made the banner.
I made another banner. Which, guys,
I hate making banners.
Pretty. I'm good at making banners, but I hate making them. Just like,
it was so tedious.
I'm so like OCD about things. Like, I couldn't like. It had to be perfect. Like, I don't know. Making banners stresses me out.
It turned out so beautiful though, and once again, you can see it in the Instagram post. It was like the backdrop for all of our photos. Yes. So I actually helped with the banner a little bit because I felt bad. You came over to do it, and I was like, dude, I'm literally making Emma slave. Well, because I was making the floral arrangements.
Yeah.
Because I did make a couple small arrangements, and then I did like a big, what's that called? Garland.
Yeah.
And I incorporated those purple flowers from
the purple flowers,
the Powerless Book Club. Because I wanted to have a pretty photo backdrop. And then I also ordered a cake The cake was stunning.
Beautiful.
It was so beautiful. So it was like Lady Whistledown themed. So it had the Lady Whistledown silhouette.
Yeah.
And it was pink and yellow and like the pastel colors.
And like the vintagey like trend, like all the it was so
it was
icing.
Gorgeous. Also, best tasting cake I have ever had in my life.
Amazing.
We were all raving about how incredible that cake was. Yeah, that's like a really minor detail, but like the food we did for that book club was pastries, like tea party foods, basically.
Who brought those teacups? They were perfect.
I think it was Katie.
Yeah. So someone, maybe Katie, but someone put like charcuterie things like in all of the teacups.
Oh, that was so cute.
It was so cute. And then we actually had tea. I think I just brought like buffalo chicken dip or something. Like I think I just brought like.
No, you made those ham and cheese sliders.
Oh, I made sliders. I love sliders. Yeah, I made little Sammys and
little Sammys.
And yeah, everyone just brought just little finger foods.
Honestly, the tea was not that great. Like we had all kinds of different flavors of tea, but
it was fun. It was like fun to like mix them.
The vibes were so fun.
The vibes made up for the taste of the tea.
Lauren had dropped off like prior to the party some like antique, vintagey teapots. Just to like display on the table.
They were beautiful.
They were so beautiful. They just fit the vibe perfectly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the food was on point. We all were dressed to the nines, man. We looked crazy just to sit in a townhouse. Okay, y'all probably looked crazy walking into my house in these Bridgerton,
we're just girls
in these Regency era dresses. Everyone had their hair and makeup done and their gloves and their heels.
Literally went to their local beauty college and had them do her hair.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that
for the party. So. That was crazy.
So that's how extra
it was amazing.
We are.
Yeah.
I feel like that is the definition of how extra our book club is. Literally. Going to get your hair done for book club. Wow, Jen's an icon, truly.
I love her.
Yeah, and you came over early to do my hair because my hair doesn't do anything, okay? Like, it does not hold a curl.
I curled her hair like 3 times.
And it's still, like, yeah.
Next time I'm bringing supplies. I didn't realize. Okay, do you want to talk about our next book?
What was our next book?
Guys.
Okay, so this is my personal favorite book series.
I have a lot of pride for this book because it was the book that I suggested when our very first book club meeting, but everyone wasn't in their dark romance era yet, and I was like, guys, I have to get you on board to this.
Wait, so had you read it before?
No.
Okay, good.
But I wanted to really bad, and I remember actually texting everyone and I was like, guys, if we don't read this for the next book club, I'm gonna end up reading it because it was it September that we read it? No, August.
Yeah, it was August because I was continuing to read the series.
It was August. It was getting into the fall. I was like, there's no way I can go any longer without reading this book. Like, I've been wanting to read it for so long. I was sending everyone TikToks about like how amazing it was, and I was like, guys, we have to read it. And I convinced everyone.
Yes, so
everyone loved it.
So we read in August the Mindfuck series by S.T. Abby.
Stabby,
my girl. Stabby is not alive. R.I.P. Stabby. You know, I didn't even know that she was no longer alive until after
I looked her up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, what does she look like? And then I saw the like articles.
That was kind of a jump scare.
I know.
And honestly heartbreaking because this series was so good, and knowing that like we won't get any new books by her is really, really sad.
Has she written anything else?
I think so, but she writes under 3 different pen names. So
we
Stabby,
need to research this.
So Stabby is like her murder romance like pen name.
Smart.
And so she has different pen names for each like genre that she writes, which I think is so cool.
Jeez,
we need to read her other pen name books. We should do that.
We do. That needs to be on the list.
So I don't think we ever actually had a book club for this, did we? Or did we just like plan the reading retreat?
We did. We planned the reading retreat. We tried not to talk about it during that. We did talk about it.
Okay, I don't really know the timeline or why we didn't, but we didn't actually have like a themed book club for this book.
Yeah.
But around this same time, we had planned and went on our fall reading retreat.
We went to Medina, Ohio, and we went to the Black Cat Books and Oddities. If you saw,
that is the reason we went to Medina, Ohio, was because I wanted to go to Black Cat Books and Oddities. It was the coolest little bookstore ever.
If you saw our last Instagram post about how we're doing a double episode this week, those pictures are from the bookstore.
Yes. So the bookstore is actually like 2 separate buildings. It's 2 houses.
Yeah.
And each room in the house is a different
themed
genre.
Yeah.
So in that Instagram post, we were in the romance room, where all the romance books are kept. And it was just so like frilly and girly, pink, floral, gorgeous.
Guys, the fantasy room is like Lord of the Rings themed.
It was so cool. Like, there's a tree in the middle of the room.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And they had the dragon breathing fire on the wall.
Yep.
Oh, that was so cool.
Actually, didn't we, when we went around like Halloween time, so they had like Halloween decorations up too, so it was kind of fun. And, the little kids area was so cute.
Oh, that was precious. When we have kids, like I want to go back.
Adorable.
And they had like a hangout space in there for them.
They had all little like reading nooks for them. And then one of my favorite parts was they had like a little hidden closet, and it was the banned book section.
Oh, that was
so
iconic.
cool. I loved that.
Iconic. The closet
like
of banned
everything
books.
down to the wallpaper. Like they had little cat wallpaper. Like just everything was so cute in there. Like it was perfect.
We literally planned a whole trip around visiting this bookstore.
Oh, and by the way, the bookstores, like both of them were like old houses. So they're like rooms and stuff. Like it was so cute. Like just precious. But
yeah. So that was like the main attraction, but we also went to like Half Price Books. Is that what it's called? Or
yeah, we went to Half Price Books. Was that when we went to the fall thing? The festival?
Yes.
Yeah, we went to a fall festival. It was cute.
Yeah, that weekend that we had picked happened to fall on Medina's fall festival. So like there was vendors and a petting zoo.
Yeah.
Dude, we had so much fun at the petting zoo.
I know.
And feeding the animals. Like
Katie almost took that bunny home.
Oh my gosh, she fell in love with that bunny. Like I think they were soulmates. The most random, memorable thing from that trip for me was Duck Donuts for breakfast.
That I forced everyone to go to because I'm obsessed with Duck Donuts.
Oh, you didn't force me.
Have you been there before?
Girl, I was begging.
Okay.
I was begging.
I don't think anyone else had been there besides me and you then.
Dude, I love Duck Donuts.
Because I was like, we can't be this close to Duck Donuts and not go.
I discovered them on my honeymoon, actually.
Yeah, okay.
We went to Outer Banks, and Duck, North Carolina is like, 15 minutes away from Outer Banks. And so when we were on our honeymoon.
You thought it was only there.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, I know they have them everywhere.
I thought that Duck Donuts was just in Duck, North Carolina, just based on the name and where we were at.
Yeah.
But then I learned it was a chain. So when we were in Ohio, I was like, oh my God, what are the odds they have a Duck Donuts? And they did. And I was fiending. Like, that was the best breakfast I think I've ever had in my life.
It's amazing. I wish we had one here.
We have nothing cool in West Virginia.
We have Tutors. I love Tutors.
Is that only in West Virginia?
Uh-huh.
Shut up, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's only West Virginia.
I knew it was like...
I think there's like one in Florida.
Dude.
One.
Tutors?
Tutors is a West Virginia thing.
Is bussin'.
Yeah.
I need to go there more.
I live right next. The first thing I looked up when we bought this house was how close we were to Tutors. Less than 2 minutes.
If you don't live in West Virginia, okay, Tutors is a biscuit world. That's the
Tutors
name.
Biscuit World.
Tutors
they
Biscuit
have
World.
the best biscuits in the whole world.
They're genuinely life-changing.
Literally. And they have like any kind of biscuit. And they're all like themed. How did you not realize that? They're all themed. So like we have like the Mountaineer, which is like one of our colleges, WVU, and like we have like the Thundering Herd, which is like the college I go to,
Probably
Marshall.
because I never read the menu. I always
know what you want.
Yeah, I always get a bacon melt.
I get a
chocolate
potato melt
because I'm literally a child.
I don't like meat from fast food. I can do
but
bacon.
they're bacon
I can do
plus.
bacon, but not like sausage and stuff. Like, oh, I don't know. It just bothers me. So,
You're like oddly, like viscerally affected by that.
I am. Like, I don't eat like McDonald's chicken nuggets. Can't eat them. Like, I don't eat burgers from McDonald's or Wendy's or anything. Like, it's just like something about like eating meat from fast food bothers me. Besides Chick-fil-A, I can do Chick-fil-A. Anywho, Tutors is amazing. And then they also have pancakes and pastries and stuff too, but it's just a breakfast place. They close at like 2 and they're amazing. So if you're ever in West Virginia, that is your number one must do to eat at is Tutors.
100%.
But anyway,
Duck
Donuts is really good too, guys. So yeah, we had Duck Donuts. I thoroughly remember our conversation at the jankiest Dairy Queen we ever went to.
That
on the way there.
Hilarious.
But just the conversations there were so
well, they're not appropriate for the internet.
No.
But
and I actually almost
funny.
lost my life. I started suffocating on
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
on an Oreo or something.
No, Emma was literally choking to death in the middle of these, like,
I feel like I was going blue in the
DQ.
face. Like, I literally...
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, does anyone know CPR? Anyway, the trip was so fun. That was the best trip. I don't know.
I really want to go to, I forget what it's even called, that pink Airbnb that I've been
Yes,
sending you guys.
we
It's
need
also
to.
in Ohio. I'm like, can this
Right.
please be our next book club trip?
Yeah, we need to. We actually wanted to do it for February, but it's just like I don't think it was working
Yeah, it's
out.
available for booking now. She finally put it on Airbnb.
Maybe we can try in the next few months. Maybe you guys will see a pod episode from the Airbnb.
Shut up. Oh
Cute.
my gosh, that's a great idea. Wow. Okay.
Now we have to go. Okay, but anyway, this is the best book we've read in book club.
Yep, my personal favorite,
Yeah,
definitely.
I love this book. And then we've talked about this before, but we obviously got, this is the OG like cover that we got instead of
I feel like you can't even talk a lot about this because it's like 5 books in one.
Yeah.
And like we can't give any spoilers, but
The whole premise of it is like the girl is a
she's a serial killer.
vigilante.
Yeah.
So she's like for revenge. She's a serial killer because this group of men did something. And so
Like from her past. She has a really
Right.
traumatic past and she wants to basically off every single one of these guys
Yes.
as she should. Like she can do no wrong in my
girl
opinion.
boss.
She's a
So
queen.
yeah, so she's a serial killer. You don't really know at first like why she's doing everything,
Mhm.
and like it kind of comes out. And then the guy, the love interest in the book is
Logan Bennett.
the lead FBI agent on her case. My only problem with this series
Is that he's an
An idiot.
A literal idiot.
You're an FBI agent working on this very high profile serial killer case.
and he doesn't know that he's literally in love with
He's
the
literally
serial killer.
dating her. There's just so many details where you're like hitting yourself like, how do you not realize? But at the same time, I love it. This is the only book that the miscommunication trope kind of like works, I feel like, that I've read. The ending.
Dude, if
The
you've
end-
not read the Mindfuck series,
The
do yourself a
ending,
favor and
oh
pick
my
it up.
gosh.
It is
The ending was so frustrating, but like it concludes, but
yeah.
right before the ending was so like, oh,
I just
gosh.
thought the plot was incredible.
It was
also,
amazing.
The best plot I have ever read
so
in
well
any book.
written. Like every detail is just so good. Like this book, 10 out of 10.
Also, Lana Myers can just do no wrong. Like I know she's literally killing and torturing people, but like they deserved it.
Yep, sure did. Okay, our next book club book, controversial.
Oh Lord.
So
Lord.
we actually read Haunting Adeline.
I don't know that everybody in book club actually read this or
Read it,
finished it.
yeah.
This book is not for the faint of heart. Okay,
No, it is not for everyone. There's definitely a lot in it.
It's got a lot of trigger warnings.
Yeah.
It's very dark. I really liked it.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I was eating it up while I was reading it. As soon as I finished,
You were
I just
what
like
happened?
sat in silence and was
Yeah.
like, "What did I just read?
Yeah.
And why did I enjoy it?
Mhm.
What does that say about me and my headspace?"
Like everyone goes through this reading this book. This book has a lot of controversy, and I see it, but at the same time, I'm like,
It's a stalker romance, but he's like,
yeah,
I don't know how
There's
much
a
I wanna
lot, but
say on
listen,
here.
you're signing up for it when you read it. There's trigger warnings.
Yeah,
And, like,
everyone knows that this book is dark.
You know what's in there, and
Mhm.
then yeah, but it is very well written. Like it is very good. Like this, I don't know. There's a lot more to it than just like what you hear. Like if you've heard about the book and you hear like the overarching theme or whatever, there's a lot more to it than just that. And then there's a lot more depth to every single character than what you see. And the character growth in this book is insane. Especially
Also, do you get introduced to Sibby in this book? Sibby is like my favorite side character in this
maybe
series.
she does come out in this book.
She does, I think.
And then the second book, she's like part of their crew.
Which I didn't finish.
Spoiler, but
I didn't finish the second book, but
see,
I know I would have loved that because I've seen memes with them and Sibby in the car, like, and them just bopping.
Yep. The second book is harder to get through than the first book, but to
I couldn't do it. I know we've talked about that on here, actually.
It has, like, I don't know. I like the second book better because I just felt like it was more, I don't know, it was freaking crazy, but it's just so much deeper into the story, so I really liked the second book better. But yeah, we read Haunting Adeline.
And we didn't have a book club for that either. Like, what was
Wasn't
up with
that
us?
the Christmas when we went to Lauren's and we did Secret Santa? But no one
There's
really read
no
it.
way we
It
would have
was.
chose Haunting Adeline for a Christmas read. Are you kidding?
We did.
Did we really?
Yeah, because when we went there, I was like, are we going to talk about this? And I felt like no one really read it. And we didn't really even talk about it.
Dude, that's unhinged of us. Why did we choose that for Christmas?
It was right after... No, it was before we did Painted Edges.
I'm dead.
Right? I think we didn't have a book club again. Did we miss 2 months?
I think we did.
So we missed 2 months.
But we all still picked a book and read it. We just never
Yeah.
got together and, like,
Yeah.
had the discussion.
So anyway, we ended up doing like a Secret Santa thing, and I think that was like the book club we talked about it for. I don't think we picked it for that, but I think that's like when we ended up talking about it. But again,
Yeah,
it
because
wasn't
we picked it for a fall
structured.
read.
It
was, like,
wasn't
November.
as structured. It was more like we were hanging out and we just kind of caught up because we hadn't been together in a while. So
I feel like we just skimmed over Christmas book club. That was so fun. We had all drawn names to have like a Secret Santa, and we got
did
like
go to. Was that a book club that we went to dinner? Olive Garden.
that was the Haunting Adeline.
Okay,
That was the Haunting
there it
Adeline.
was. That was book club.
We-
I forgot about that because we didn't go to someone's house.
Yeah.
We went to dinner at Olive Garden. Yes, because we're talking about this in an Olive Garden.
Yeah, and the people behind us were pissed.
Yeah,
'Cause we were
I actually
laughing.
heard them saying like, "Oh, to be young," and like talking.
Well, the
about,
wife was like trying to tell her
she
husband
was
to
like,
calm down.
They're just young, like they're.
They're just having fun. Because he was like, these girls are so loud and obnoxious.
I feel like I'm always like the one who's like, I will never be that person. That was totally us, and we did not
we
care.
were being so obnoxious.
But yeah,
That's what it was. Okay, so
Yeah.
then
that was
we
actually
had
a fun one though. I
yes,
feel like we need to
and
go out to eat again.
we drew names at the dinner table.
Yeah. And then who had those little papers that we filled out?
Lauren,
So Lauren she's so prepared. She's our mother goose in the group.
she is.
And she is a mother. She has a child. But she had these little cards that we wrote like our names, books on our wish list, and like then we did like things that we would like outside of just books. Because I think it was after we did the Black Cat trip, I was like, hey, they have like stuffed Blind Date with the Books is what they were selling. So I was like, maybe for our Secret Santa we could do a stuffed Blind Date with a book, and we could like stuff our books, and we can do like gift cards and stickers and stuff. But obviously we're way too extra for that, and we couldn't just stick to that. None of us, not a single one of us did. So we actually did do like a big gift for everyone, and then we gifted each other like the books on our list. So
Yeah, that was so fun. I loved our Christmas book club. We also made gingerbread houses.
Yes, we did.
Exchanged gifts.
We watched a movie like on the background, and we had the best food. It was like
It was so good.
It
And
was
Lauren
like
had the hot
Thanksgiving.
chocolate bar, and she gifted us all a Christmas mug with our initial on it. It was so sweet. I loved Christmas.
yeah.
That was so cute.
Yeah, I loved Christmas book club. That was fun.
And then we chose Hexed at that club
Yes.
for
This
our
was Courtney's
January
pick. I had read Hooked from this series, but I hadn't read Hexed. I hadn't read any of the other ones in the series. So I've read
Me neither.
Hexed and Hooked now. And Hooked is still my favorite, and I've heard from everyone else that it's like the best in the thing. Well, we picked this book, and we're all like, oh, it's going to be we did skim over this in the pod already, but it's going to be a mermaid romance.
I thought I was getting mermaid smut.
We
y'all.
all thought that.
And I got a mafia romance.
Because Lexi read it or started reading it before me and warned me, I was prepared for the mafia. But like, does this cover look like it's gonna be a mafia romance?
No.
The cover is beautiful though, but
I loved the book.
it was actually embarrassing how long it took me to like be like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be like Ariel, and like
It was, when I say loosely inspired, I mean loosely inspired.
I think Emily wrote this whole thing, got to chapter like 40, and was like, oh, I forgot to put in all these details.
Do the whole premise
And
of the
so
book.
she has like her I think it's her. Is it her stepsister that is Ariel or
that has the red hair and is
so her
evil.
stepsister comes into like this bar that she owns and she's like brushing her hair with a fork and she's like this dingle thingy and I was like oh she's Ariel and like that's when it clicked for me and I think her name's Arya in the book or something.
It is.
And then I was like that makes sense why this girl's nickname is like Urch or something and I was like
like Ursula.
It never clicked with me until the bar scene and then like so many details in that chapter were like Ariel related and then I was like oh I get it now like okay
now that you're talking about this that is kind of poor writing. I'm like my rating should probably be lower. Like I really liked the book and the story.
I just thought it was funny that like
that's the whole premise of the series is the never after like
I think outside of it being a never after whatever like trying to be like following that it's a good book on its own but then like she really did. I think she forgot that she was doing that until we got further along.
Yeah, the Little Mermaid details just seemed really freaking
Hooked
random.
was way more. I don't know. I felt like it was way more like
it's Peter Pan, right?
Yeah, it's like Captain Hook is the main character. Yeah, okay. And he's like the villain, but like he's the love interest, obviously.
We love a good villain over here.
Yeah, and he's British, and I love British people.
So I feel like that's something you have mentioned every episode is how much you love British people.
I love the Brits. If anybody ever watches our podcast and you're British, you can come stay at my house for free.
Okay, and then our last book we've already talked about, Book Lovers, right?
Hex, we never had a book club.
No, we never. Oh my gosh, is our book club fake?
Wait, we didn't have a January book club.
Yeah, our January book club we had scheduled, but then like a bunch of people couldn't make it.
Courtney had a baby, guys.
Yeah, Courtney had a
baby.
Having
it was just,
a rough labor and delivery, so
we had a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, but we are gonna have February book club, guys.
It's 100% happening.
Yes, and I'm very excited, and it's gonna be structured again. We're getting back to it. But yeah,
But outside of the actual book clubs, we did still hang out. Like
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
you brought me back on track. We did a little vision board party thing for
January
for our New Year thing. So like for New Year's, we all got together. We brought food. We made little vision boards.
Obviously,
that was so
lots
fun.
of like bookish
little
pictures,
crafty vision board. It was so fun. Like
yeah, I love
I've
that.
never made one before, and I don't think a lot of us had you made one?
Nope.
But Jen bought these little books that were like literally vision board books, and it had like what like a vision board is, and like she was telling us about it. So like I don't know, it was very
she was very like passionate about it.
Yeah, it was great. It was very intentional, very like I don't know, it was nice, and it was just nice.
And
to
it was good discussion
catch up
too.
Again. Yeah,
like just talking about healing friendships and things.
Yeah.
But I did put the Throne of Glass series on my vision board because that was my New Year's resolution was to read that whole series this year.
You're doing it.
That was fun.
You're doing it.
I'm 2 books in. I started the 3rd one. I'm on Heir of Fire.
It's a little slow moving.
Yeah, I'm not loving the series as much as everyone else does, but I'm liking it though.
I think I'm still going to read it, but I'm a lot less excited for it than I was at the beginning of the year. So it's kind of getting pushed.
So also in the fall, whenever we
forgot to mention this.
We kept missing book clubs. We were still hanging out. We did like a couples book club night where we all went out to a haunted house, which was super fun. Yeah. We all got to meet the side characters, aka everyone's man.
Yep.
It was so fun.
We forgot to put this in there too. We went out to eat and that was part of that. Never mind. Because I forgot that was the same time. We went to Huntington and we got pizza and stuff.
Yeah. So
forgot about that. That was the same night. Okay.
So that all the men could meet and talk and so we had the couples dinner
and they love each other and it was so fun. We actually need to get the husbands together again because we
should. I remember I had so much fun that night. And the haunted house was awesome. I remember Katie had never been to a haunted house and she was so scared. Like her screaming in the haunted house was like a core memory.
One of the actors was obsessed with Jen.
Ooh, that was weird. Yeah, because he like knew her.
He didn't know her.
Did he not?
No. He kept like acting like it.
So
that's why she was like annoyed.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. If you guys don't know Jen, but she's very short and
she's a teacher too.
Yeah.
And she's
a
looks
third grade
like
teacher.
one of the students.
Her students are probably the same height as her.
No, I think they're probably taller than her.
But this freaking actor like wouldn't leave her alone and was like making fun of her for being short, just like brutally. I was like, dude, go away.
Yeah, that was weird.
He was like
icky.
irking us, honestly. But yeah, we did that. That was really fun. And then we also, what else do we do?
We did a painted book edges class at one of our local like indie bookstores. Do you remember when we did that? Like, when was that?
Recent. It was probably December, because it was after we read Haunting Adeline, or maybe it was while we were reading it.
Yes,
because I remember I painted Hunting Adeline,
and we were like lightly discussing it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So it was like a class to show you how to do painted book edges, and I did Fourth Wing because I
did 3 books.
I never got my hands on the OG copy of Fourth Wing that had the dragons on the edges. And so I really wanted to just join the club. So I did black edges with gold dragons, and then I like hand painted some like silver stars and like things to make it kind of look like they were flying in the sky.
I did Hunting Adeline. I did a little cat and mouse, and then I did the Emma by Jane Austen. I did little gold like roses and bows on it because my name's Emma. And then when we did our book club retreat, I bought that book there, and then I have like a Polaroid from the Black Cat Books and Oddities place, and then that's my book club book. I love it. It's so cute. And then I had done Does It Hurt? That one's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have the lighthouse on there and like birds.
And you did like an ombre with the blue to black.
Yeah, I did an ombre. I did like
it turned out so good.
Light blue to like navy to black. It was really pretty. So yeah.
So yeah, even though we suck at having monthly book clubs, we still hang out.
Yeah, we kind of made up for it. But yeah, and then we are wanting to do a Fable Laced with Lit Fable book club. I know we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but that's something we're really really wanting to do maybe soon.
Was this actually I think this was one of the questions that somebody asked, right, on our Q&A?
I don't think it was on our Q&A, but I
thought it was.
No, it wasn't on our Q&A, but I think somebody commented it on one of our videos, like wanted to do it. Somebody did say they wanted us to do like deep dive episodes, which when we start our Fable book club, we will do like a monthly book club episode talking about the book that we read on Fable, that we all read together. And then we'll go through like the comments you guys had on each chapter, and like
I'm really excited about this because somebody was like, would you ever start like a Lace with Lit Fable book club? Because, you know, we talk about Fable and how much we love it. So yeah, I think that we're going to do this like now. And we'll post it on our socials so that you guys can join. I think that for our first one, me and Emma are going to choose a book that we both really want to read together. And then you guys can join. And I think that'll be a fun little monthly segment that we do every month on the pod, is like just all things Lace with Lit book club.
Right.
I'm excited about that.
And it'll be a separate book from like our book club book. And like if you guys are interested in our book club book, we'll eventually have some sort of like voting system for people to vote.
That way you guys can help choose the books and
what they want to read. Yeah. And if it happens to be the book club book or whatever, we can like deep dive into it and talk about what our book club thought of it too.
So maybe after we film, we should create it and then post the link to it on the podcast.
Okay, guys, we're doing it. So this, in the description of this and part 2, we'll have our Fable book club. You guys can join.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. What book are we gonna read?
We will discuss it in part 2. So guys, this is part 1.
Yeah, let's wrap up part 1 of this, and we will pick back up on part 2 of this episode
5,
answering the book club questions that you guys asked.
Yeah, we'll answer the rest of our questions. We're gonna do our reading wrapped and talk about things that we're gonna read this month, possibly what we're gonna read on Fable.
Yes. Okay. So thank you guys for tuning in to part 1 of this episode.
We'll see you right back.
We'll see you right back here in just a second. Bye, guys. Thank you.